Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go over this new technique of using these stamps. These are stamps that are usually used for scrapbooks or like card making. Have you ever seen like those really cool TikTok videos of these people like spending I don't know how many hours making these cards by hand? They're amazing. You should go find them. I wanted to try these out and embed them into Aqua Resin. They do have a lot of detail, so I'm curious how they turn out, but I'm so excited to try them. I got these ones specifically off of Amazon and they are linked in my storefront. You can definitely find these kinds of stamps at your local craft store. Definitely Michael's has similar stamps in the scrapbooking section. Now I'm just peeling off the stamps that I want to use and laying them into these silicone ornament molds that I have laying around. And I'm adding a couple in this first one because they're smaller and I kind of wanted to look like a little mushroom scene in the forest. I'm also trying to assess if it's gonna like stick to the silicone enough to be weighted down from the Aqua Resin when I pour it in. As you can see, it slides around fairly easily, but I think it's gonna be okay. For this next one, because there's a lot of detail in it and I'm not sure if that's going to come across when it's embedded, I wanted to experiment and stamp some ink on the stamp first before I put it in to see if that enhances the detail. As you can tell, it's definitely bringing a lot of the detail up, so I'm curious how this is going to look in the Aqua Resin, if it's going to stand out enough. For the last one, I'm actually going to do the same. I'm going to put some ink on it and see how this turns out. Now that they're all in place, I went ahead and mixed some Aqua Resin together. I use Aqua Resin and I have a separate video that's Aqua Resin for beginners, and that is posted up above in this link. And that goes over all the mixing ratios and everything to mix your Aqua Resin. But this method also works for Jesmonite and any other Aqua Resin alternatives. Because there are so many small details in these stamps, I'm using a little paintbrush and painting in the Aqua Resin into the stamp first, because if I don't do this, then I'm going to risk getting a lot of bubbles or air pockets in here and the material not fully setting into it. So that's why I'm going and taking the time to paint it in to make sure that it gets in every single little groove. After the stamps are painted, I'm going in with the material and slowly pouring it over the stamps first to kind of weight them down since they were sliding around a little bit, and then filling in the rest of the mold. Now, typically when I am working with Aqua Resin and I pour the material in, I shake it quite a bit, but I'm going to be pretty careful here because I don't want the stamp sliding around and changing positions too much. Now for this part, I'm just going to speed it up because I'm going to repeat the same process on the other two stamps. I'm going to paint them both and then fill it in with the rest of the Aqua Resin. They have just finished curing and I am so excited to take these out to see how they turn out. Once you take them out, you can see that they all stayed in place, which is great. And all of the silicone inlays need to be removed. I have a pair of tweezers. I find that these kind of help grab the silicone because it's so thin. So this definitely turned out. The detail, you can tell, like painting with a brush definitely helps quite a bit. I'm not in love with that design, so I think it's got to be like specific designs to make sure it stands out and you can tell what it is. But like these boleats, I love this. It's a little more simplistic, less going on, and you can definitely tell what it is. So I would definitely use these ones over again. And I'm so interested to see how these turned out because these are the ones, as a reminder, I did not use the ink on. And you can definitely see the detail. It still is visible, but I kind of prefer the ink a little bit, to be honest, just because it gives that highlighted detail. It just kind of depends on the effect that you're going for. This is really fun to try out, and I want to try out with some different designs. I'm really excited. I think you can kind of customize your products more and use these to make them more unique. Do you have a favorite out of the ones that I did? Did you like the ink? Did you not? Let me know. I'd love to hear. Thanks for watching. See you next time.